What's up, guys? I gotta check and see if this mic is working. New headphones set. What we got here? I know you guys can see this really quick. Just bear with me 1 second. I gotta make sure. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. You feel me? All right, guys. I'm actually just making this video because and it's not gonna be just this video. It's gonna be a series of videos, but I just felt like I needed to come out to the open YouTube world and really talk about this. So we are in a situation to where right now I am trading inside of a Top Step combine. The thing about the Top Step combine is that you have to make a certain amount of money. In this particular case, I have a 50K combine, as you can see up here in the top corner, and I have this thing where myself where it's like you need to pass this combine in 2 days, even though they give you 30 days, which is not a really good habit to have because sometimes it could cause chaos inside of your mind when you don't reach the goals like you expected or like you're expected to. Like um, there have been times where I've been up in these accounts a significant amount of money, but because you don't stick to or because I didn't stick to a specific target or goal, um, I've crashed out. And to be honest with you, I mean, that's something that I could see happening normally to everyone. The thing about it is that um, we have to look at what it is that we need in order to be successful. I'm in a situation, and I made a video a while back that said if I was to ever get into a situation where I really needed money or um, something to the nature of that I would do a series of videos showing you guys what to do in the event that you did get into that type of situation. And I'm a real human being. I have a life too. I had a job recently. I was working that job. It paid $20 an hour. It pretty much between me and my girl, it took care of our bills. As far as rent and things like that go. So about a month or two ago, the season for the sports team that we worked for ended because they lost in the playoffs in the first round, and that uh, obviously leaves us into a situation to where we have very little, quote unquote events or very little, um, you know, opportunities to make money when it comes from that particular job. So, I was in a situation to where it was like, you're gonna have to decide whether you want to go and get another job or this skill of trading is something that I've been doing for, I want to say since 2010. And like I said, I'm just gonna, if you see this popping up, it's just I want to make sure that the mic is working. But it's something that I've been doing since 2010. And I'm sorry, I said 2010, but I meant 2019. I was introduced to it in 2012, and I didn't really take it that seriously. I thought it was gambling. I thought it was risky, and indeed, it can be gambling. It can have a lot of risks that are involved, but it also depends on you. It depends on um, the type of person that you are, how you um, view price, how you view profit. I've been trying to chase this prop firm situation since FTMO. I have some videos on this page of me passing an FTMO account and things to the nature of that, but I've never really sat down to get serious about what it is that I personally can do in the event that I got into a situation where I really needed money. I've always had a job, a backup plan, something to the nature of that. Um, and you know, I've had situations to where I've been facing eviction. I mean, I'm without paying rent. You know, from trading right now, I'm facing that situation. Um, and like I said, I've always said that I would come and do videos on what to do if you find yourself in that situation. So here I am. Last night I didn't really get a chance to make a video um, of me live trading or live streaming because, to be honest with you, as a day trader, when you see certain opportunities and setups, you just kind of want to go after them, um, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. Obviously, last night I made half of the amount, as you can see here, that's necessary for you to be able to pass into the account. On a 50K account, they require you to have 3K in profit. And like I said, I have this thing in my mind where I have to do it in 2 days. And also, there's pressure mounting, right? I have bills to pay. I've been in a live account here, and let's talk about also really quickly too other prop firms. Like I said, I mentioned FTMO. I was a part of more forex funds when that whole thing crashed, um, and you know, there's been a lot of things going on in the prop firm industry that could make you nervous about it, especially if it's how you plan on paying your bills and funding your lifestyle. So more recently, I had a couple of combines. I got into live, and this consistently seems to happen with me when I get into a live account. Somehow, some way, you know, you end up going back to your rookie mistakes because the only thing you're thinking about is the fact that you can get paid out. The discipline that you use to pass into combines, um, you know, prior to getting into the live account, kind of goes out of the window. And I just want to use, YouTube and you guys kind of as um, a. I'm sorry, my phone's going off in the background. But I kind of want to use you guys as like a opportunity for me to have some sort of um, I guess the way I could put it is some sort of like you guys hold me accountable. I guess accountability. So that way that I'm able to actually get the things done that I need to get done. Not that I really need the help of you know people in the ether. I only have like 20 subscribers right now, but the whole point is I feel like a lot of the problem that I've had is that I haven't really had the accountability. When you have a skill like this with trading, you know, at any given day when you decide to be disciplined for the rest of your life, you can change your life, right? And that's kind of what I'm facing is that, you know, you got like one toe in the water, you want to be disciplined. You got another toe in the water, you want to like, you know, be who you've always been. And then the person that you used to be has to change in order for you to become better and become who it is that you're looking to become. Um, but nonetheless, as I spoke on I initially took some trades last night that in reality were beneficial to me. Um, these are, well, you know what? I'm on a daily chart. So what I want to do is I want to go down to a smaller time frame and show you guys what it was that I took on trades yesterday. So I'm up mainly a 1 to 4. I wouldn't even say 1 to 4, more like a 1 to maybe more like a 1 to. I'm sorry, so much going on this side. So mainly I'm a 1 to 4 trader. I look to seek 35, 37 and a half points off of 2 contracts on NQ. And again, that's something that I want to keep as a theme because I found that to be very effective in terms of actually being able to get in and out of trades. And then that's something that I'm going to show you right now. Last night I took some trades right here in this section. I saw that we made a swing high and that we were looking to attack downside, sell side liquidity. My strategy is based off of mostly liquidity runs and time of day. So we got a liquidity stretch run here. This is at 7 o'clock. This is right after about an hour and a half after the market opens. So once we see that, we see the rejection that happens. I wanted to be a part of this once we got back into this candle wick here, once it came back up. So I sold. In theory, truthfully, I really only sold um, 2 contracts, but during somewhere in this trade, I ended up. Let's see if I can put it on the minute to show you. Somewhere during the trade, I ended up. I was trading from my phone, which is really a no-no. You really should be trading at a computer. These are financial markets, so there's responsibility that you have to actually trade the markets responsibly. And if you don't, then the mistakes that could happen could be detrimental to your financial success. And so, typically, actually, that's kind of sort of what happened to me here. I was trading, and then I don't know what happened here, where I ended up um, buying one of the contracts, so it messed up my average um, entry because I was originally in here. So I ended up having to sell another contract to get the full fulfillment of what I needed. But ultimately, this is the trade. I was targeting the liquidity on the sell side here. Now, that's here, 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 and here. All of that is a cluster of liquidity that's sitting there. This is why I sold from here, understanding that that was going to happen. And then look what the market does. You can see right here I got out at 21,247 and a half. And then what we got on the low here, 21,247, 21,246, something like that, 21,247. So I got out a half a point before the low. This is where my target was. And then from there, it just bounced. And I'm not sure for sure if it ever came back. It did a little bit later on in the day. But this is at 5 o'clock in the morning and ran the liquidity on this side. This ultimately created relatively equal lows, even though we slightly tapped the low on here. This is all something that someone will put their stop loss at. And our job is to attack where people want to put their stop loss at. But ultimately, like I said, I haven't traded since then. I actually locked myself out of the Top Step account, which is a really cool feature that they have to be able to make sure that you're managing your own risk and protecting the assets that you've already gained in terms of your profits. And so that's ultimately the entire situation right now. Later on tonight, I'll probably, if I can, try to live stream. I have some things going on with YouTube that I think I have to try to fix to see if I can live stream. But um, this is all of the trades that took place. And then, to be honest with you, I don't really like how clustered like all of this is because I basically took too many trades. I'm the type I want to get in on 2 contracts and sell to my target, and then that's it. I want it to be clean. When I start getting too many trades like this, there's something called tilt that I recently found out about that starts to happen to me where I start to crash out on things that I shouldn't crash out on, right? And like I said, let's go over here to performance statistics. You can see that, my average trade that I won was $415, $83 for a loss. So my profit average loss. So my profit factor is 10.3, which is great numbers. But this is something that consistently happens to me. I get into these trades. My average hold time is about 25 minutes to, um, you know, and like I said, it's something that happens to me to where I get these great numbers, and then when I get into the live account, I just blow up. Like the six trades were, I deem that to be good. Anytime I get over 12 or 13 trades, I try to stop because I tend to find out that that's when you get death by 1,000 cuts. Maybe if you've lost 10 times, and if you lost 10 times at $150, you have $1,500 of a loss. That's something that you have to put into consideration when you only have $2,000 of margin room. So I try to keep my trades under 10 actual trades, especially in order to have like a really successful day. Sometimes that doesn't really work out, as we all know. As traders, like you can easily get wrapped into um, some habits that aren't really that successful for you. But I want us to take this journey together. Um, and me getting my first payout, and hopefully from me doing it, you inspire me to stay on track with the things that I know I should do to be successful, while I inspire you to believe that you actually can do this to get paid and be successful. So it's a reciprocal type of relationship I'm looking to build with my followers or my subscribers if you decide to subscribe to the channel. Um, but ultimately, I really want to be able to um, show myself that I can have it done. Not to mention, like I said, I have life situations going on right now, right? And I have people around me telling me that I should go and get a job, that I should, and all of that is reasonable, you know, uh, reasonable advice from people who care about you. You know what I mean? And want to see what's best for you. But I didn't spend 5 years to learn this skill to run to a job when I have problems. You know, especially in the event where right now we have prop firms that allow us to be able to trade and make money. And if you do it right, you're going to make more money than you're going to make from a job. I just can't see myself going to work, you know, a job. And maybe that's my fault. And maybe I'm being immature in my thought about it. But I believe that the skill that I've taken the time to learn is something that could pay me out if I was actually being responsible with it. The same way that you can get in and click a button and click, 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 click and blow an account is the same way that you can sit back and be disciplined to actually be able to become successful doing this. And so that's what I'm looking to do. If you're on that same type of journey with me, or you've had those same type of issues, or maybe you're facing a life situation to where, you know, maybe you have to pay rent, and if you don't, you're going to get evicted. If that's the case, then it is time to actually sit down and do the things that you know you need to do to be successful. And that's where I'm at. So, like I said, I don't want to make this video super long and extended, but I did make 1,500 overnight, which is half of the target. And I'm looking to next week have first payout. So that starts with finishing this combine the right way, um, and doing the things that are necessary in order to be successful. Whether that's going to sleep early, not trading too crazy, eating properly, working out. I just recently got back in the gym to work out. I encourage you to do the same. And yeah, so we'll be on this journey together. If you decide to subscribe, that's awesome. If you have anything that you want to share with me in the comments, feel free to do so. I'll do my best to make sure I get back to any of the comments that are left. And yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for your time and watching the video. Take care. Kevin.